Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Union Home Minister's son, Junior Home Minister's son, is accused of killing farmers, mowing down farmers in his Thar, in his SUV. In the process, in the conflict, including the farmers, 9 people died, including Bharatiya Janata Party workers. 9 lives were lost. The accused was not arrested. Yesterday evening, there was a summons that was gone and pasted on his door, asking him to come to the police station and kindly give his statement. He was supposed to go to the police station this morning at 10 o'clock. He didn't turn up. A lot of people say that he has already left the country. He is in Nepal at the moment. A lot of people say, his father incidentally says that no, he is very much here, he is unwell and he'll come tomorrow. Let's understand this Lakhimpur Kheri story. And the best person to talk about this is none other than Anand Vardhan Singh, the managing editor of The Public and somebody who understands UP politics better than most of the people I know. Let's get right with the show. Singh Saab, thank you so much for joining me on my show. Thank you so much. Singh Saab, what exactly is happening in Lakhimpur?
Lakhimpur, whatever has happened, as far as we have lost 8 or 9 lives. We have lost 9 lives. That is tragic. I mean, for whether it was BJP supporter or it was Kisan supporter or whatever it is, losing a life is always tragic and traumatic for the people who are there. But this was something which could have been avoided. And I go one by one. Keshav Prasad Maurya Sahab, who is the Deputy Chief Minister, honestly, he's primarily, he toes the line of Amit Shah. It is very, very clear in UP that there are two sides. One is Yogi, who is there, well established in UP politics, well established for the next election. And there is another faction or group which is Amit Shah, which is headed by Amit Shah. Oh, there is a rivalry. People may agree, people may not agree, but there is a rivalry between these two groups. Keshav Prasad Maurya, who happens to be the Deputy Chief Minister, is of Amit Shah group. And he never leaves any occasion when he can undermine the authority of
Yogi.
Chief Minister. Always say that we will decide the Chief Minister after the elections. Okay. Now, there was a Dangal program. Dangal is a wrestling competition in the native village of Mr. Teni. Teni ji is the central MOS for home in central government. Now, there was a wrestling competition where chief guest was Mr. Keshav Prasad Maurya. Teni, you also understand, Teni is from the quota of Amit Shah. He is very close to Amit Shah, and that is why he has been made MOS home. And it is also a well-known thing that he is not liked by the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Now, that wrestling competition, he was the chief guest. LIU gave a very specific, LIU means the local intelligence, the police intelligence, gave a proper feedback that there are problems. And that problem also was because of certain statement, certain speech made by Mr. Teni about 3-4 days back. Because that speech is already on the public domain, where he is threatening the local Kisans. Mera past dekh lo. Don't underestimate me. What I was before becoming MP and before becoming minister, please check. And before becoming MP and before becoming minister, he was a alleged criminal, I will say, because there is a case of 302 that is murder on which is still going on in the High Court. So he told them that what I am, as a mark of protest, because he said, if you don't bend your ways, I will see to it that you have to leave Lakhimpur. Not only Palia, Lakhimpur. Now, that was taken as a challenge by the Kisan Union people, and they said that when Keshav Prasad Maurya is coming, we will not allow his helicopter to land, and we will protest. So Keshav Prasad Maurya chose to come by road. He came, he went for that village, and they protested that everything was on. It went on well. District administration thought that thing is over now. It is nothing untoward incident will happen. When these farmers were returning after the protest, you all have seen that there are there is a 28-second clip and there is a 45-second clip.
Yes.
Where the jeep comes, a Thar, and then behind that there is a black Fortuner and another car. So these Thar rams into the going Kisans, and 3 or 4 Kisans died on the spot. That is in nutshell what has happened on Sunday. That is correct.
This video is now banned, isn't it? We are not supposed to show the video or share the video because there is a police restriction on sharing this video, isn't there?
Yes, there is, but we can always tell people, give the link, and because this is so widely circulated, even the MP of BJP, Varun Gandhi, has used this video. He has circulated, he has used it in his Twitter. So one can always, I also don't use it now. I give the link and say, go and see the video at the Varun Gandhi's account.
Correct, but so, why was it banned?
Honestly speaking, with you and me, with a very normal prudence, I will not say we are sharp, we are of an average IQ. We also feel that why Teni is not allowing his son to surrender. Because today, tomorrow, day after, 5 days, 10 days, 50 days, whatever days, his son has to surrender. Earlier the better, because what is happening, he's delaying the entire process, and in all this thing, BJP, Teni, all these people are getting a bad name. So I as you said, why they are banning this thing in today's age, when nothing is private, everything is on a public domain. Banning has no reasoning.
The question I wanted to ask you is why did Uttar Pradesh police take so much time to arrest him? He is not yet arrested. Even to send a summons, they sent a summons to him yesterday night. Why did they take so much time?
There are 2 or 3 things we must understand. First of all, that Ashish Mishra, his name is Monu Mishra. He is known as Monu Mishra. Monu Mishra understands what crime is, because there are 4 cases as per the ADR report on myneta.com. There are 4 cases 1990 against Teni, his father. Yes. Against Teni, 4 cases 1990, 2000, 2005 and 2007. Now, Monu Mishra is a co-accused, what you call Namjad. He is also Namjad in that 2005 and 2007 cases along with his father. So, okay, he has a history, number 1. Number 2, anyone who understands Ministry of Home, all the IPS officers, any police officer of the IPS cadre, is his everything is controlled by Delhi. His CR, his promotions, his transfers, a lot of things are. Though technically they are with the state government, but all the CRs and everything is handled by the central government. So, Teni is a Minister of Home Minister of State for Home, sitting there. He is their Karta Dharta. So this is number 2. Number 3, this is not some opposition ruled state. CM certainly wanted that he should get arrested, but it is allegedly said that that Monu Mishra has already crossed over to Nepal. Now, today what is happening? His father is on record. He has come to Lucknow and he says he's not well. So tomorrow he will. No, a custodian of constitution, a custodian of our criminal jurisprudence, a custodian of law, says that his son, who is accused, summons are there, is not feeling well, he will surrender tomorrow, is itself a mockery.
Absolutely. And
So
the thing about Yogi Adityanath wanting to get Ashish Mishra arrested, whereas Ajay Mishra stopping it, is that the way it is?
yes, it is. It is because for anyone, uh, you are delaying the entire thing. Now today, just because Harish Salve was representing UP, they were able to save something. Otherwise, the Supreme Court was going to give certain observations. It was about to. If you have gone through that live law cases, it was
Yes,
about to, and it has given observations. It has said it has been badly handled. It said the Supreme Court has clearly said that please change the people who are investigating. You are badly handling it, and things like that. So, but somehow Harish Salve, because of his towering personality, he was able to save the UP government face. Nothing very extreme remarks were made, but yes, today Monu Mishra is absconding, and there was a notice. Not in the Supreme Court, they have said they have given a notice till tomorrow. No, there was a notice which was put in his which was pasted on his house yesterday evening,
yes,
according to which he was supposed to present before the police by 10 o'clock today,
correct.
which he has not obliged. Which he has not obliged.
And there were a lot of top police officers today waiting for him to arrive. Is what is said? Is that true?
Yes, yes, the IG IG zone, because it falls in Lucknow zone, the IG
Hmm.
zone is sitting there in Lakhimpur, waiting for him.
And he says that he's unwell, so he'll come tomorrow. Will he? Is he expected tomorrow, or is he in Nepal? Because that's the word. There are two versions now floating in the.
Look, the things are absolutely clear. The people are in high places. The man, Teni Mishra, has gone and he has gone and seen the Home Minister also. So you cannot absolve all these big people that whatever decision, whatever action is being taken, it has more or less a concurrence or a tactical support of the people who matters.
Point that I want to make it just before I get into that other subject is, primarily everybody knows what has happened. No steps have been taken. There is absolute blatant violation of law. There is blatant negligence on the law enforcement agencies to kind of put the culprit, at least call the culprit, start the interrogation. So none of these are happening, isn't it?
And the worst part is we as a media person, where today you see the whole media is now talking of Shah Rukh Khan's son, whether he has been got remand, he has got sent to this is happening, that is happening. No one is talking, and I'm talking of the main medias. They're not talking of the way Monu Mishra is absconding. No one is talking that there is a someone who did that. First and foremost thing is it is going to be more than 6 days. The police still says that we are investigating. We are investigating. Uh, another example, though it is not directly connected, but another example was Manish Gupta, a businessman shot dead in shot dead. Nahi, he was beaten to death in Gorakhpur. The people, I mean, his the inspector involved, Jagat Narayan Singh, is still at is not surrendered. And people say we are investigating it, we are investigating it, it takes time and things like that.
If left to Yogi Adityanath, would Ashish Mishra be behind bars now?
Not only Ashish Mishra, left to Adityanath, it will be Teni also will be behind bars. But the problem is, they being the Brahmin face, there are, I mean, today the BJP is playing in a different area. They are now talking of the Jat, Nishad, Rajbhar, Koiri, Kurmi, all this. So Brahman is a very important component of that. I don't think so that the top leadership of BJP will allow Yogi Adityanath to act against Teni. Ideally, Teni should have been by now terminated or he should have resigned, but they are still continuing with Teni.
Isn't this on the eve of election? Isn't this going to harm Yogi Adityanath's chances?
Uh, it will, as you rightly said, it will definitely going to harm Yogi Adityanath. But the other man sitting there in the BJP, who will be very delighted to see that Yogi Adityanath is cut to size. they will be more happy if BJP loses seat. Instead of 303, they come to around 200, maybe 5-10 short of 200. Then they are in a position to play their role, to say that look, Yogi Adityanath is should be changed and things like that.
Let's come to Rakesh Tikayat. What is his role, sir?
To be honest with you, I was I had become a great admirer of Rakesh Tikayat. On 28th November 2020, I was the first one who took a proper interview of Rakesh Tikayat. First one, when he reached that Ghaziabad border, Ghazipur border. And then I always, in my past programs, I always said that he has grown and he has come out of, he is now a big leader and things like that. But you have seen, I mean, all the major papers have run that story, that the way he managed the entire negotiations with the UP government. And when you are a part of the leadership of such a big organization where the entire Kisan Andolan is going on, I think Rakesh Tikayat, it would have been better if Rakesh Tikayat had taken into confidence few more leaders of Sanयुkt Kisan Morcha, SKM, because he did it single-handedly. He never allowed anyone else
But
to.
Rakesh Tikayat seemed to be very eager to get a compromise. What was his motive of getting this compromise done so eagerly and so quickly?
Yes, there are two things, and now they have understood that a mistake has been done. His one of the close confidant of Rakesh Tikayat, Dharmendra Malik, is on record. He says that we wanted this thing to happen because the dead bodies were lying, and we never wanted the dead body to lie there. But everyone knows that getting that 45 lakh or getting a service, a government job is not the ultimate. Was not the objective of those people who died. They wanted that culprit should be brought to books and they should be arrested and a proper investigation should be carried on. Now, the government is telling that we have given 45 lakhs and we have also talking of giving a job to next of kin and things like that. But that is not the case. Dharmendra Malik today or yesterday, he said that on 12th of October, there will be an Antim Ardas, the last riots of all these people who have died. And he said we have called all the people who will be coming. There will be a big jamavada of people in Lakhimpur Kheri. And if by that time, and he is very specific. If you remember Rakesh Tikayat, when he came out in that press conference, he was very specific. He said, Monu Mishra, a case has been registered. He said a case has been registered where Monu Mishra is a culprit, is a alleged culprit under 302, and Teni Mishra, his father, is being booked. FIR has been lodged where Teni Mishra has been booked as a conspirator in 120B. This was the words of Rakesh Tikayat, but nothing has happened. When FIR came out, there is no mention of Teni Mishra.
Correct.
So there are gaps which only Rakesh Tikayat can answer.
Where do you think all of this is going to head? How is it going to end of the day?
There are two things. If first I will tell the political part of it. Whatever they say, the Kisan Andolan is too big, where one or two leaders can hijack the movement. It is not possible now because it is well entrenched. The collective leadership of farmers till now have acted very maturely. Maybe this people say that Rakesh Tikayat genuinely wanted a truce. If that genuineness is there, it will be out in next 10-15 days what his intention was. Number one. Number two, politically, whatever Amit Shah Sahab wants or Yogi wants or whatever, but end of the day, it is a loss for BJP. There is absolutely no doubt on that. Whether people may say that they will back Congress and Congress will eat the votes of Sapa and things like that, but end of the day, certainly it is a loss for BJP. There is no doubt on that.
What about the BJP workers who died? What about their families?
End of the day, someone has to get up and see that why these BJP workers lost their life. Who was responsible? Why Keshav Maurya? No one is taking the name of Keshav Maurya. Why Keshav Maurya, being at the responsible position, being a deputy chief minister of a state, getting all the information that his going will make things worse, why he chose to go for that wrestling competition, for the inauguration of that wrestling competition. End of the day, I still feel someone who has lost his life uh, today, maybe, I mean, BJP might say that they are their workers and all that, but end of the day, the family who has lost that son or the brother or the father or the brother, it is a very saddening thing.
What is Varun Gandhi doing? Is he going to Congress or is he joining SAPA? What is his next step? Because I think by the looks of it, he's out.
Yes, what is happening? Varun Gandhi, it has not happened today. If you remember, Varun Gandhi was a MP from Sultanpur. He was not MP from Pilipit. They swapped the seats, mother and son. And Varun Gandhi, from day one when the Kisan movement started, he was always talking for the farmers. There is absolutely no doubt on that. Number one. Number two, we must also remember that when people abuse Jawaharlal Nehru, when people abuse Indira Gandhi, Varun Gandhi is on the same plan where Rajiv Gandhi is, where Priyanka Gandhi is. As he was the father or a mother of Rahul Gandhi, so it be with Varun Gandhi. So anyone on this earth, he has his own compulsions because his mother wanted to stay with BJP, but he is not comfortable. They will not be comfortable if where a party is day in and day out is abusing his grandfather and grandmother. That is for one. The second thing is, people are telling that they will go to Congress. In my analysis, they will move to SAPA. They will not join Congress. For them, it is easier to go to Samajwadi Party than to SAPA. But they are waiting because BJP wants them to leave and go. They will know that if I leave and go, then their membership and that MPship goes up. So they are also waiting. They are waiting to be expelled by BJP. Then they are able to retain their Lok Sabha membership.
Lok Sabha membership.
So this is, I feel that.
So, but Varun Gandhi had a lot of bigoted views and very communal views and all of that. A lot of his videos were viral, isn't it? So, would SAPA want to take him?
Yes. SAPA has also taken Kalyan Singh. Don't forget that.
Correct.
It's a different ball game. So if SAPA can take Kalyan Singh, so Varun Gandhi that way is a much easier thing to take up. And then they have something to talk of the Nehru Indira legacy also. SAPA today wants that legacy, something like that.
Thank you so much, Singh Saab. Thank you so much for your inputs. It's always such a pleasure talking to you.
It is a pleasure coming to your channel. Thank you so much, Sujit. Thank you.